Who is the greatest Rasengan user of all time? With the Minato One Shot revealing not only what the Rasengan Jutsu was created for, but also how it got its name, I thought it would be fun to look at every Rasengan user in history and rank them from most basic user to the most experimental, groundbreaking master. At the end of this video, not only will you know who the number one is, you'll also understand everything there is to know about the Jutsu itself. Let's get a brief overview of the Rasengan and then get right into our first user. The Rasengan is a unique jutsu created by the 4th Hokage, Minato Namikaze, a spinning ball of chakra that is formed and held in the palm of the user's hand. It maintains the title as the highest level of shape transformation in ninjutsu. The Rasengan was created as a way to protect Kushina Uzumaki from an enemy Jinchuriki attack, specifically against the Biju Ball attack, which Minato witnessed the massive threat of during the Third Shinobi War. After 3 years, the Rasengan was perfected and confirmed capable of going toe-to-toe with a Biju Ball from even Kurama, the nine-tailed fox and strongest Biju. This jutsu requires no hand seals to conjure, due to it only revolving around the manifestation and control of one's chakra. This also means those who are able to master the jutsu become highly skilled by default over chakra shape transformation, described as even more powerful than the Chidori technique created by Hatake Kakashi, which is, in itself, another perspective on the Rasengan jutsu. On contact with its target, the Rasengan grinds into whatever it touches and propels it along the spin's trajectory. After some undetermined amount of time, the ball of chakra bursts, causing even more severe damage to the victim. At its most basic form, the Rasengan is a dangerous jutsu, but over time, veteran users have begun including nature element chakra or other jutsus entirely to make the Rasengan even more deadly. And this is how we'll be finding out who is a more advanced user compared to a more basic user that doesn't really experiment with the jutsu much further than its original form. So without further ado, let's get into our lowest ranking. As the first contender on the list, Hatake Kakashi, despite being a very capable Kage-level ninja, does sit low on the Rasengan ranking because of his low aptitude for the jutsu. Being a direct student under the 4th Hokage, the creator of the technique, as a star pupil, Kakashi was taught the Rasengan most likely for the same reason it was developed, to protect against the Biju Ball, if ever encountered. However, after being unable to assimilate his own lightning nature chakra into the Rasengan, he modified the jutsu into something entirely different, the Chidori, now with a much more efficient alternative to the Rasengan. Although Kakashi is clearly able to perform the jutsu, he chooses to use the Chidori in battle, as it suits his fighting style and chakra makeup much better. Kakashi was also able to help Naruto with his understanding of the jutsu and previous experimentation with it to help Naruto develop the Rasen Shuriken. Konohamaru is the grandson of Hiruzen Sarutobi, the 3rd Hokage, and at one point in time, Naruto Uzumaki's direct apprentice. While a genin, Konohamaru was taught the Rasengan by Naruto, and much like him, Konohamaru also required a shadow clone in order to build up the necessary chakra required for the technique. As a young shinobi, Konohamaru was able to effectively injure Pain's Naraku path, and later in his years as a Jonin captain of a team of genin, it seems not only has Konohamaru evolved to conjuring the Rasengan without a clone, he can use techniques like the Big Ball Rasengan without prior instruction on it. While clearly a master of the jutsu after years of time, practice, and experience, ultimately his usage of the jutsu lacks creativity or further amplification to become anything more than basic usage. Jiraiya, one of Konoha's legendary Sannin and a renowned toad hermit and pervert, traveling the world in search of knowledge for his various novels, helping Minato for the 3 years that the prodigy attempted to create the jutsu. It makes sense Jiraiya would have enough understanding of the technique to perform it himself. Already being a Kage level ninja, and only growing finer with age, Jiraiya was able to use the Rasengan on a comparable level to Minato in both destructive power and efficiency. He was able to use the Big Ball Rasengan variation, as well as, after being further amplified by Senjutsu Chakra, Ultra Big Ball Rasengan. Big Ball of Chakra just keeps getting bigger. However, without any nature versions of the jutsu, Jiraiya misses the mark. He does gain extra points though for being the one to teach Naruto. The son of Naruto and a descendant of both the Uzumaki and Hyuga clans. Instead of following in the footsteps of his father, Boruto vows to walk the path of Sasuke Uchiha, his mentor. Despite this, Boruto does still end up learning and becoming efficient at using the Rasengan. Able to create shadow clones before even enrolling in the Ninja Academy, under Konohamaru's guidance, Boruto starts off being able to conjure a tiny Rasengan between two hands, and later learns to use only one hand to summon the technique. In the manga, after gaining further control of Momoshiki, the Otsutsuki alien trapped inside Boruto, he can even conjure larger variants like the Ultra Big Ball Rasengan. And as far back as when first learning the jutsu, Boruto subconsciously endowed it with nature elements, accidentally funneling his lightning release into the Rasengan, which would make it disappear for just a moment before ultimately finding its mark with maximum damage. In the anime, it seems Boruto has managed to experiment with the Rasengan in more ways than just that, but for now, we'll leave that out of the equation as it's not particularly confirmed in the canon. His experimental aspects of the Rasengan put his usage of the technique slightly above Jiraiya due to having more variations, and as Boruto continues to progress as a shinobi and further excel at nature element amplification, I'm sure it will be very uncontroversial to place him above Jiraiya here in the long run. Our first character to do anything besides Big Ball do big damage, guys. Don't be mad at me. Konoha's Yellow Flash, and the creator of the jutsu himself. Minato Namikaze surprisingly ranks second in the users of his own jutsu. The 4th Hokage, after witnessing the power of the Biju Ball, spent 3 years developing some kind of countermeasure to this jutsu that could be used to protect Kushina Uzumaki, his girlfriend at the time, against enemy Jinchuriki in war. Minato struggled conjuring the chakra in a proper spiral, but after Jiraiya discovered the whorls of his hair, pseudo-scientifically proven to be the way a ninja should swirl their chakra, Minato, having 2 whorls that spun in different directions, figured out the jutsu required movement in 2 ways. And not soon after, the Rasengan was born, the highest level of shape transformation, although it was under a different name at the time. Even as a brand new jutsu, it was able to contend with Kurama's own Biju Ball. Minato's mastery over the technique allowed him to form Rasengans in either hand effortlessly and repeatedly, also being able to change its size depending on the required destructive force. Combined with the Yellow Flash, the Rasengan made Minato a dangerous predator. Unfortunately, he passed before being able to properly experiment with nature elements in the jutsu, which is truly the only thing that keeps him below the last user on this list. The man, the myth, the legend himself, the main character of the show, and the person you all knew would be at the top here, Naruto Uzumaki. As the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki and the 7th Hokage, throughout walking his ninja path, Naruto made the Rasengan not just his signature move, but one of the biggest bases his entire jutsu arsenal relies on. Learning the Rasengan as a young Genin, Naruto, not really having much of a knack for ninjutsu outside of his shadow clones, struggled with the different trainings required to master the Rasengan. Not having much chakra control due to just how much chakra exists within him as a Jinchuriki, his problem was conjuring the orb of chakra in an efficient way, rather than just brute forcing it. By implementing a shadow clone to help keep the shape intact while Naruto provided the chakra, he was able to master the Rasengan, and over time was able to continually increase the size Naruto was able to conjure. During the events of the 4th Shinobi War, Naruto begins to be able to summon the Rasengan on his own in one single hand, as well as be able to create them much faster and more consistently, even being able to use them in both hands at once like the 4th Hokage. When Naruto masters Senjutsu and Kurama's chakra, he is also able to summon even more powerful versions of the base Rasengan, or ultimately use the method of manifesting the jutsu to create a mini Biju ball. Where Naruto truly becomes the poster child of the Rasengan jutsu is his ability to implement nature elements to maximize attack power and efficiency against certain opponents or situations. With the natural element of wind, Naruto created one of his first ever versions of this implementation, known as the Rasen Shuriken, the pinnacle of shape and nature transformation. By assimilating the wind nature into the main Rasengan, Naruto can create a large Fuma Shuriken that, after striking its opponents, uses multiple microscopic wind blades to sever the flesh from the chakra circulatory system, causing damage that cannot even be healed by medical ninjutsu. And once Naruto gains 6-path senjutsu and has access to every single nature element, as well as chakra from every tailed beast, Naruto is seen creating even more variations of nature element Rasengans. For example, fusing the Rasengan with magnet release, lava release, boil release, and the list goes on. And this barely scrapes the surface of what Naruto can do with this jutsu, ultimately culminating in unimaginably destructive and map-changing jutsus like the Biju Ball Rasen Shuriken. As the most fluid user and progenitor of the nature release Rasengan, Naruto sits at the top of this ranking as the #1 Rasengan user, and I doubt he'll be dethroned even after his son's series is over. And there you have it, guys. Every single Rasengan user ranked and explained. Although, a very predictable list. With the new Minato series out, I figured everyone would appreciate a nice refresher into one of the best jutsus from one of the best manga series of all time. Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button for more ranking videos like this. Hit a video on the end screen, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.